Monday evening. LSR TV, your home for sim racing, is ready for the next round of Monday night's No Limit Racing Pro Series. Tonight, it is Dover, Delaware, the Rich DPC 220, presented by Swag on LSR TV, your home for sim racing. Live from the virtual Dover International Speedway. I'm Wesley Outland. Good Monday afternoon to you, wherever you are. I'm from Durham, North Carolina. From Washington State, it is my partner in crime, Greg Rentz, and running the production, as always, for LSR TV from Texas, Mr. Charles Wooten. Well, I'll tell you what here now, Greg. Dover, Delaware, coming off of the race we had at Charlotte that seemed like would never end. This should be a crazy event. And the question is, how many miles the Munster will chop up cars here tonight?
Oh, I'm looking forward to this one, Wesley. Dover has long been one of my favorite tracks NASCAR goes to. I love the concrete surfaces of Dover, Bristol, and then next year we're hitting up Nashville for the first time in the Cup Series. But I've always loved it when the cars rip around these concrete surfaces because the sensation of speed, they just look so much faster on the concrete. So no doubt these drivers are looking forward to just going to be flying by the seat of their pants here in this race at Dover, Delaware tonight. And like you said, how many is Miles the Monster going to get his hands on tonight? And who's going to be able to go out and stay on his good side for 218 laps, the distance tonight here at Dover? And that's kind of an odd number, yes, but it's going to click away very quickly with how fast these laps click away here at Dover.
Yeah, we're also excited to announce that Butt Kicker will be jumping on officially next week as the title sponsor for the No Limit Racing Pro Series. And the No Limit Racing Butt Kicker Pro Series drivers today having an hour-and-a-half practice session, which is about to come to an end here in another couple of minutes. Then they will qualify 2 laps. The best lap of speed will set the lineup for their 220-lap event here tonight at the Dover International Speedway. Drivers getting ready for this event. By the way, it's 218 laps the distance, 220 miles for this event here for tonight's Rich DPC. Dover, obviously, as you said, concrete. But another thing is we have to say, Greg, before we go to commercial break here and get ready for qualifying, man, the Butt Kicker No Limit Racing Pro Series has been putting on some awesome racing since they've debuted about a month ago here on LSR TV.
Yeah, they have been putting on a fantastic show since joining us here on LSR TV. And it all started with that race at Talladega that was won by Matt Cherry in that Jimmy Johnson-inspired number 48 Ally Chevy. Since then, they have put on a heck of a show. And going back to last week at Charlotte, 280 laps felt like a long race, and boy, it was. But it was a fun one as well, as they just were racing, and there was no hold back and wait in that race. It was go, go, go from start to finish that night.
You're exactly right. We're ready to go. The stage is set. When we return, it'll be time to qualify. From Dover International Speedway, Miles the Monster will greet the No Limit Racing Butt Kicker Pro Series on the track to qualify next on your home for sim racing, LSR TV.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Back here at the Dover International Speedway, the drivers of the No Limit Racing Butt Kicker Pro Series getting ready to go with qualifying as the drivers getting ready to hit the racetrack. First man out is going to be the driver, the number 5 entry out of Incognito Racing, the 25-year-old out of Warsaw, Virginia, in the 46 branding company. Renderism 9 seasons on the Pro Tour. Brandon Fronapple, who'll be the man to set the bar right now as qualifying is on course for the drivers here. And what a field ready to battle tonight, Greg, here at Dover Dover.
It is a big field, and it is going to click away quickly here tonight. 218 laps. Sounds like a lot, but it's not going to last very long. Whoa, Fronapple with a big slide there off of turn number 2. Makes the save, but that's going to cost him a little bit of time here in this opening lap. He's going to have to try it again here on lap number 2.
Definitely see what he can do here. Brandon Fronapple on the speedway. So we'll see where he ends up. By the way, this is the third
and he's
race.
Big slide.
Yeah. Got 3 races remaining for the postseason. This is race number 9 on the schedule here tonight.
This is Josh Klinger now on track in the number 17. Was running pretty strong in the early stages at Charlotte last week, Wesley, but had those issues pop up middle of the race. Wound up finishing deep in the field, looking for a bounce back tonight here at the Monster Mile.
Yeah, want to definitely try to redeem himself for sure. Definitely. Hey, I'll tell you another series that'll be coming tomorrow night. No Limit racing tonight here. Coming up later tonight will be the race for the final round for the playoffs for the Northwest iRacing Cup Series. The Northwest iRacing Cup Series will be ready to go tonight at Daytona, Talladega. The wild card Talladega here tonight. And then, of course, in addition to that, tomorrow, 6:30 Eastern time, by the way, a special start time. It will be another round of the World of Thunder Cup Series. And then the launch of the new Swag Studio Displays Dirt Super Late Model Series, and Chris Ferguson, the national dirt late model driver, getting ready for the Dirt Track World Championship. He will be running with us tomorrow night. That is Tuesday coverage right here on LSR TV, as Casey Gilchrist is on the track right now, qualifying in the number 26. We'll see what time Greg Rentz he can put down on the speedway early in qualifying.
Gilchrist is another driver who's looking for a bounce back, but he is loose there off of turn number 4 as he crosses the checker flag. Still in 5th, 22.008 for Gilchrist. Good enough for 5th right now. 007 is the official time right now. Brian Wirtz, the 82, who had a lot of laps at Charlotte last week, on top of the board, as 15 drivers have put up a time thus far.
Yeah, that's currently right now 15 out of almost 20 plus. 25 maybe actually ready to attempt to try to qualify here, as here comes now Cody Cox on the speedway in the car number 54. We'll see what Cody Cox can do. He is our next qualifier on the speedway, and the number 54 machine comes to us for Dinka Finka Racing out of Idabel, Oklahoma. Second season for the 32-year-old on the Pro Series for the Butt Kicker No Limit Racing Pro Tour. Number 54 finishing up with his time, and here comes the points man, Matt Lovett. He's ready to go now. Watch number 41, Matt Lovett, is right now. Cody Cox goes around. Matt Lovett now on course, the man leading the points in the number 41 machine out of Bristol, Tennessee, the National Alliance on Mental Illness Injury for Dark Horse Racing, Matt Lovett. And bad luck at Charlotte last week as well. Greg got to redeem himself.
Yeah, he's going to be one and done as he goes second there on that qualifying lap. So he does a nice job there. He's another one looking for a bounce back. Several drivers looking for a bounce back here tonight at Charlotte. One guy who's not is last week's winner, Hank Caston, in the number 36. He picked up the win last week at Charlotte. He is sitting on the grid right now, but has not yet gone out in the number 36 just yet.
Yeah, waiting to come out on the speedway now, but he has not yet made an attempt to enter the racetrack. I don't think he's going to have enough time. Yeah, 20
he's only
seconds.
Got 20 seconds, yep.
Holy cow, what a story this is. Hank Caston, winner most recently on the No Limit Racing Butt Kicker Pro Series, and now he is not going to be able to take time. Matter of fact, there's going to be about 9 drivers that are unable to ring the bell here, as 25 plus are ready to come to green here in a bit for this event. Qualifying's over now. It is official. What a lap being put down by Brian Wirtz. He will be your quick qualifier here today at Dover, Greg.
So that is how they will stack. Just 17 taking time out of 26 cars in the session. So yes, Wesley, only 17 cars taking time for this one.
Got a total of 27 drivers ready to go. Here is your starting lineup for the next round of the No Limit Racing Butt Kicker Series Pro Division on LSR TV. Fast qualifier, Brian Wirtz in car number 82. To his outside, Matt Lovett in car 41. That's row 1 here at Dover.
A lot of speed last week at Charlotte for Anthony Fitchner in the 87. Josh Mayu also had a lot of speed in the second half. They make up third and fourth.
Row number 3 is going to find Jake Fluman in the 22 to the outside. The 26, that's Casey Gilchrist, row 3.
Mark Harris going to start off in 7th with Steven Evasius. Great run of Charlotte last week, came up short. He's looking for a bounce back tonight as well.
Rounding out your top 10, Ryan Hedrick in the 9 machine to the outside. Cody Cox, he's in the 54.
Alec Coates, who ran into trouble early last week with Josh Klinger, who also had troubles early last week at Charlotte.
Row number 7 will find Jake Elrod and Matt Jorgensen. Row 7, there's your top 14.
Starting off in 15th is the 99 of David DeFazio. He has Isaac Mock to his outside in 16th.
Row number 9 to round out the top 18, Ben Carver in the 28. Matt Cherry, a winner at Talladega a few weeks ago on the launch on LSR TV. He'll start 18th.
Cherry, the first driver on provisional. The rest of the drivers on provisionals include Hank Caston in the number 36. Brandon Fronapfel spun out on not one but both qualifying laps. He starts 20th.
And remember, Hank Caston was the Charlotte winner last week as well. Casey Clark in 39. To the outside, Casey Knighton in the 84. That's your top 22. These are provisionals, by the way.
Michael Woolley had a great run last week in the number 13 with Ed Jurgen, who qualified second, but the race did not go his way, 23rd and 24th.
And then you got the 46, and of course, in addition to that, you have the 46 of Evan Keys, and the 102, that is Kyle Ramsey at the back, Art Moline in the number 15. So there's the lineup, 27 drivers ready to go here, Greg Rentz at Dover.
Kyle Ramsey, of course, is the race director, so he will not be on the field. 26 strong here to take the green flag here at Dover for 218 laps.
That is correct. So 26 drivers, as you said, will be ready to go here. Ready to welcome Butt Kicker as the new title sponsor for the No Limit Racing Pro Series. And we're ready to get things kicked off here. How many cars is Miles the Munster going to chop up, dismantle, and disassemble here in this 220-lap battle? The pace car drops onto pit road. We're ready to kick some concrete out of turn 4. Green at Dover. Happy Monday to you. We're underway. Ladies and gentlemen, you have a virtual iRacing race, and here we go, underway. Brian Wirtz, the man jumping out to the early going. 2 laps in now, as it is Matt Lovett, Anthony Fitchner, Jake Fluman, Josh Mayu. Underway, Greg, 218 laps to distance. We got 2:16 to go.
So Wirtz trying to click him away early. Remember, he was so strong and Charlotte got caught up in that late race incident that put him in the back and was not able to recover. Matt Lovett, of course, had a very off night last week at Charlotte, looking to bounce back. But Anthony Fitchner had such a strong car, and he has a strong car just about every week, looking for a win. Here tonight would be his first on LSR TV, as we're already clicking down 4 down, 214 to go. Brian Wirtz has led all of them so far, and he's already opened up over a half second.
Yeah, already underway here. Watching this shot of there's your new leader, the man out in front. I'm thinking Oreos. I love Oreos. I love cookies. There's your current top 5 as it stands right now. See, that's a good idea to use before you go to break, right there. I like that.
Wirtz, Fichtner, Lovett, Fluman, Mayu. Top 5. Yeah, kind of an old school vibe there. Kind of like what Fox and TNT and the likes used to do.
Remember how back in the day, before they go to commercial break, they'd show your top 5? And that's probably something we should consider doing right there. So we'll save that for later. Take it away. You're not worthy to see it right now.
Here you see Jake Fluman, who had an adventurous night in that number 22, the bright orange and silver 22, having a nice run thus far. But he had the adventure last week, Wesley. He was all over the racetrack, not once but twice. He was just trying to stay out of trouble, and someone hit the wall above him, and it bounced down into his path. He had nowhere to go, not once but twice. We're talking about that 22 of Fluman.
Oh, yeah. Matt Lovett right now, the man that's leading the point standings, 18 back to Anthony Fichtner. By the way, Fichtner in second right now. Matt Lovett right behind him in fourth. We got a little contact there for a second. Whoa, hold on there. He is off the pace. What a problem. Issues on that car.
Slowing down.
No yellow flag. No caution. Is that the 46, I believe, of Evan Keys? I think it is, off the pace.
Meanwhile,
and he'll get back going again now. Back up to speed there, Greg.
He's back up to speed, but Anthony Fichtner has caught Brian Wirtz and is putting the pressure on. He is knocking on the door of your race leader. We have our first battle for the lead. It comes on lap 10.
By the way, Brian Wirtz was second in the points last week at Charlotte. After the bad luck he sustained, he fell all the way back, Greg, to fourth. 34 points back. 32 for Hank Caston now third. 18 back to Anthony Fichtner, who's battling now Brian Wirtz for the lead. And the man they're running down, who had a bad race at Charlotte last week, Matt Lovett, currently leading the points, 18 over Fichtner. He is currently on the racetrack in fourth.
That's your top 4 right now. Fluman, Lovett battling it out. Now Mayu going after Lovett as well in the 0-2. He is looking for redemption this week as well. He's to the inside of Lovett. He's going to clear him coming off turn 2.
11 laps in. They are knocking these laps down quickly here at Dover. As Brian Wirtz, the man out in front, there he is, exiting off 4. Fichtner nestled up behind him to the outside lane. They're going to ride it single file. Nose to tail, back to turn 1. Fichtner, Fluman, Mayu, Lovett, top 5. Gilchrist, Harris, Evasius, Hedrick, Klinger. Your top 10, they all go roar. Single file down the high banks here into Dover in the concrete in 3 and 4.
One car already on pit road. Again, it's Art Moline in the number 15. He has parked it for the number 15 on pit road here in the early going. We'll
Looks like a tire change on the left front. Looks like the left side tires are being changed on the 15 car.
Here we go. And he has parked it for the night. Art Moline, second driver, out of the race. Ben Carver also came down pit road and loaded it up after just a couple laps.
Yeah, by the way, a new leader now, Anthony Fichtner, going to the top spot, the Jim Beam, number 87. He'll go to the lead now. We'll see what he can do as he puts it to the front. In the number 87 entry, the driver, of course, out of Poughkeepsie, New York, of the Jim Beam. Haters Make Us Famous racing entry, his 9th season on the Pro Tour. The 87 car, the second lead change of the race. He is the second different leader here at Dover.
Trying to get up and pull away. He has already opened it up half a second. Had a lot of speed last week at Charlotte. And Wesley, that number 87 has a lot of speed every single week here in the NLR Pro Series. Now brought to you by Butt Kicker. So keep an eye out for him. Who knows? Maybe he's thinking, hey, if I run strong enough every week, I can get my hands on one of those new Butt Kickers now that they're on board.
The No Limit Racing Butt Kicker Pro Series here at Dover. Ready tonight. Of course, the season continues on for the drivers of the No Limit Racing Pro Series. Rocking and rolling in this event. This is, of course, race number 9 on the schedule. Or race number 8, my apologies. Race 8 on the season. Pocono, Richmond. Final 2 races coming up before the Race for a Championship gets underway on November the 9th, and it starts at Vegas, Greg.
Oh, perfect way to start the playoffs off than at Las Vegas, Nevada. And Wesley, just last week, we had a cutoff race at Vegas. Just last night.
Last night. Yeah. Yeah, last night we had one. By the way, we have one more race that remains in the tonight's event. After it concludes, the Northwest Racing Cup Series will be in action at Talladega for their final race before the playoffs. And I thought we had a caution. No caution. Will still stay green. Let's keep an eye and watch the 21 car of Mark Harris, because this could have been a visit by the Banana Republic flag. By the way, cautions and instant replays brought to you by Swag. Greg Rentz.
Let's take a look at what happened. They're looking at the 21 of Harris. Bobble, bobble, bobble. He had it saved. Boy, Miles the Monster almost had his first car of the day.
Chomping him up. Luckily, he saves into that car number 21 machine. The driver is okay, and he'll stay racing on course in that number 21 machine. Miles the Monster not able to grab that victim, the man out of Jacksonville Beach, Florida, the 24-year-old for the Oceanside Cleaners racing entry of Mark Harris. What a save for him, and we'll stay green, Greg.
So we stay green, clicking them away already. Over 20 laps gone here in this one. Anthony Fitchner and Brian Wirtz have led all the laps thus far, about half of them each in the 87 and 82. But how about Jake Fluman? Started 5th up to 3rd. Nice run here in the early going for that 22.
So far, green flag run underway. Anthony Fitchner, the man out in front. There's the Jake Fluman in second, 3rd spot right there, as he's trying to close it on Brian Wirtz. And they're all running down Fitchner. Fitchner jumped out to the lead, and he set sail. Almost 1.2 seconds, the interval now. Fitchner over Brian Wirtz, 1 and 2. There he is in hindsight as they work their way into 3 and 4.
So clicking them away here in the early going, as Matt Lovett in the number 41 tries now to close back in on Mayu. That's for 4th as he's trying to reel him in. How about Fluman, though, getting up there and keeping Wirtz in striking distance? Meanwhile, while this is going on, Anthony Fitchner is up almost 2 seconds now here in this one, really.
Yeah, he's opened it up big time. I'm impressed with what Anthony Fitchner has done in car number 87, picking him up and putting him down and pulling away early. And nobody in hindsight able to compete with him. As this race continues on across the start-finish line. Back to 1 and 2 with Fitchner leading. Wirtz, Fluman, Mayu, and Lovett, your top 5 right now.
So battle going on deep in the field between Klinger and Cherry. So it continues. That's for 10th right now. Matt Cherry started 18th, did not qualify, Wesley. Took the provisional in the Jimmy Johnson throwback, as we see battles all over the track right now, but we're still clean and green thus far.
Fitchner, Wirtz, Fluman, Mayu, Lovett. Currently in the top 5, Gilchrist, Evasius, Woolley, Coates, and Klinger. We mentioned him earlier, battling with Cherry and Moore. Under 200 laps to go here. This will be a 218 lap event in the Rich D PC 220.
Wesley, heavy lap traffic now beginning to fill the windshield of Anthony Fitchner in that number 87. First up will be Jake Elrod in the number 14. He's first up to go a lap down here. As one car off the pace in front of him, that is the number 99 of David DeFazio. He may have caught the wall going into 3, but he hangs on to it and keeps it going. But that number 99 having a little bit of a hard time getting back up to speed now.
Keeps it going. And no caution. Closing in on lap 30. Fitchner still leading the way. Green flag since the race got started. He leads off of turn 4. Back down the front straightaway. Fitchner, Wirtz, Fluman, Mayu, Lovett, your top 5. Gilchrist right there. And there you see the man He is picking them up and putting them down and actually lapping cars. DeFazio about to go a lap down now in car number 96 in 3.
First up, though, we have the, I believe, was that the 46
of Evan Keys. Yeah.
Let's see. Last week's winner, Hank Caston, is in trouble of going a lap down as well. He's about a straightaway ahead of, actually now half a straightaway ahead of your race leader. That was your winner last week at Charlotte, who had a lot of speed. He is in trouble going a lap down, just half a straightaway between himself and the leader right now.
And mind you, it hurt him because he did not go out and qualify this afternoon for before the race, as we're about to put 32 complete. And the winner last week at Charlotte from the pole, Marietta, Ohio native, Hank Caston. Now, by possible virtue, going to go a lap down here if Titchener can run him down. There's Titchener in that car, 87, picking him up and putting him down. As it looks like the next man to go a lap down is going to be that 46 car of Keys. And by the way, he's already a couple of laps down to boot already.
Yeah, he had those issues early in this one as Titchener now puts Elrod a lap down. And Elrod was in trouble earlier, but was able to make some passes on some guys, including DeFazio and Keys, excuse me, to be able to stay in front of Titchener until just there. 2 cars behind the wall. It's Art Moline and Ben Carver. Cody Cox still on pit road with damage, but 13 laps down in that number 54, and that number continues to climb. So Cody Cox, we're keeping an eye on him, might be done. He came down pit road on lap 21.
And again, by the way, Ramsey in the 102, bottom of 27th. Got one in the wall, bottom of the wall in turn number 1 and 2. Will this bring out a caution?
He's off the racing surface.
He's off the racing surface, no caution, but here's a replay of what happened.
Our first swag replay.
Actually, it's our second one, but watch this. Well, I think it might be...
well, connection issues playing a role in this.
Yeah.
There he is, hello.
That's car number 51.
Matt Jorgensen in the 51. Yep.
And of course, you see a lot of pink cars on this race, or cars that have pink on them. And why? Because it is officially October, and October is an observance of Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Our producer letting us know it was actually a Navy car. That was not connection issues. That was camouflage. By the way, Wesley,
so while Jorgensen goes into hiding from the Secret Service virtually.
By the way, Brian Wirtz has closed in. It is now under half a second now, back to Titchener. So Brian Wirtz, the pole sitter who led the first 11 or so laps, he wants to lead back. He's closing in a hurry, as Matt Jorgensen has indeed fallen out of the session. Again, those problems continue for Jorgensen out of the race. As we have a battle for the lead, Brian Wirtz makes it look easy off of turn number 4. New leader, Brian Wirtz, back to the lead for the second time.
And out in front, it is the driver Wirtz. He'll get back around. Second lead change amongst 2 drivers now. Oreo Wirtz leading the way in the number 87. There is Titchener in second.
Josh Mayu about a second and a half back of this. Fluman has gotten back around Lovett as well. So Fluman in 4th. Mayu up to 3rd now in the 0-2, trying to reel them back in. Matt Jorgensen has gotten the car refired. See if he makes it back out. He's currently 5 laps down, getting strapped back into the car. We'll see if he's able to get back out there as Wirtz continues to lead the way, working lap 42 of 218. Clean and green thus far, but we've had a couple hair-raising moments, Wesley.
Couple of hair-raising moments, but no visit by the yellow flag just yet. It's Brian Wirtz, still the man out in front. Titchener in second, Josh Mayu 3rd. Jake Fluman, Matt Lovett, your top 5 as we have put over 40 laps on the board here at Dover.
Next up to go one lap down, how about last week's winner, Hank Caston, 19th position, just about a second ahead of Brian Wirtz, the race leader. Hank Caston, last week's winner, about to go a lap down, and we're not even 50 laps into this one.
And so far, clean and green.
Jorgensen back on pit road, but has yet to pull back out onto the racetrack in the number 51. So he is back on pit road, strapped in his car, just has not made it back out yet. Might just be getting some damage repaired before he heads back out there.
Back into the corner. What a run for Wirtz there. Car number 82. Doing a phenomenal job. He is the man out in front. Very impressed with how he has done so far here tonight. The class of the field here over Thitchner, Mayu, Fluman, and Lovett, the top 5. And again, Greg, so far, a clean, nice race start here at Dover. Very unexpected, but we are seeing this long green flag run.
And it's good to see them clicking laps away, especially after the caution-filled race at Charlotte last week. We did have a long green flag run in that race right around the middle portion, but cautions led to cautions here at Charlotte last week. And we expected to see more of the same here at Dover, but so far not been the case, as we are closing in already on about a quarter of the way through this race. We're about, 6-7 laps away from that, clicking them off and very quickly.
Underway here at Dover. 50 laps about to be up on the board. Here's a look at your top 5 as they work their way down the front straightaway. Coverage of the No Limit Racing Butt Kicker Pro Series continues in a moment. Back from Dover on LSR TV, your home for sim racing on Monday night. There's a lot of esports leagues in iRacing, but there's nothing like swag, special events, series sanctioning. The Simulation World Auto Group, SWAG, is excited for you to become a member and join our team. Weekly competition includes Stadium Super Trucks, the Outlaw Super Late Model Series, the Short Track Cup All-Star Challenge, the Winter Heat during the winter months, and so much more. Special events and venues is also throughout the year. We want you to be a part of the team. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram by looking up Swag Esports Racing and jump on board with the Shark. Big money, fun times. We want you to be a part of what is the new Simulation World Auto Group. All the details again on Swag Racing Esports on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We'll see you at the virtual tracks across the world. And if not, follow broadcast coverage on LSR TV, the weekly racer in CRN Sports. Green flag pit stops currently underway. Greg Rentz, we got Matt Lovett, Isaac Mock, and more on the pit lane just after lap 50.
So green flag pit stops, lap 50 on the board right now for these guys. Wesley, planned or trying something here with how this race has gone green thus far?
Brian Wirtz, the man out in front now. Josh Mayuta second. Matt Lovett, the points leader, again on the pit lane for surface. And obviously, if you make a green flag stop, you are very easily going to look at going a lap down, especially on a track as small here as under a mile at Dover. Got to go back to the whip quickly to get back that lap.
It is clicking off quickly. That's the thing we love about Dover so much, is just how quick these laps click away. If you get a long green flag run, more cars coming down on the pit road, including Matt Cherry now in the number 48 and Brandon Fronapple. Can't say enough about what those two have been able to do, Wesley. Both drivers started outside of the top 15, did not post the qualifying lap, either of them, and here they are up in the top 10 as they pull down pit road.
Yeah, pit stops again ongoing for drivers making pit stops. And again, so far we've been under a green flag run with no cautions whatsoever. As got to fill in soon. Wirtz and Mayu, Fluman, all these drivers will duck onto the pit lane. They'll take on service. As so far we have been over 50 laps and have been clean and green here for this No Limit Racing Butt Kicker round number 8 for the series tonight from Dover.
So only 6 cars currently on the lead lap. Those are the 6 that have yet to pit. Looks like Casey Knighton is coming down from the 6th position into number 84. Still no sign of Fluman, Wirtz, and Woolley, your current top 3, coming down pit road. But Casey Knighton coming down from the 6th position. That leaves just 5 cars yet to pit.
And you see the cars that have already made pit stops being laps down. They're working on, going to have to cycle back around to get those laps back.
A couple more drivers coming down off of pit road. Here comes another one. Believe this may be Klinger. Klinger on pit road in the 17.
Yeah, here comes the 17 Klinger onto the pit lane. We'll see what that driver will do. The man out of Charlotte, North Carolina, sponsored by Duke University.
4th place, Casey Clark Jr. now cranks to the left on the pit road. He led some laps at Charlotte last week. That leaves just Woolley, Fluman, and the leader Brian Wirtz as the 3 drivers that have yet to come down pit road. And boy, an untimely caution right here would throw this entire race into disarray, Wesley, as only 3 cars remain on the lead lap right now.
Yeah. And we said that, you know, obviously when you pit here at Dover, you are at risk in a green flag run to go laps down. And you see the equivalent here. Cars going 2 laps down or more. But the bottom line is here, Greg, you have to pit. You have to pit.
Absolutely. You're on lap 60 of a green flag run right now as Titchner just drives around him. So hearing that both Caston and Elrod, who are currently being scored a lap down, they have yet to pit. Also, they were already a lap down in their cars, the 36 and the 14. There you see the last pit stops on screen. So with that, 2 cars who are already a lap down have worked their way back to the top 5 by virtue of just staying out there and trying to click off as many laps as they can. Wesley, how long before you think these top 5 come down?
Man, I would say probably within the next 10 laps
Fluman.
or so.
2nd place, Jake Fluman coming down pit road now.
Fluman on pit lane in the 22 car. There you see him. Got to make sure you hit your marks, too, and you cannot get busted for speeding on pit road. Pit entrance is all the way at the bottom of the apron in 3, and you have to go 35 miles an hour all the way down pit road without exceeding it. And then you got to make sure you hit your pit stall and not someone else's, like the 22 of Fluman perfectly overshot his box there. You see what happened. He had to back up. He lost time.
So that's going to cost him just a little bit of time. DeFazio rolling back out on track also. Believe Elrod came down pit road at the number 14. He's just now getting back up to speed in that number 14. So he, I believe, is back out there. No, he has not. He just fell all the way back already as those drivers on fresher tires have already begun getting back around him, and the likes of Titchner, Mayu, and Fluman was still ahead of him, and he just got back out on the track. Now he's going to have to get him back again, but drivers already beginning to pass Elrod in the 14 car. How long can he go out there?
Yeah, and just 2 cars on the lead lap, by the way. 2 cars. Here comes Greg Wirtz. He'll give up the lead as Elrod passes him. Woolley will now cycle around as the leader in the 13. And now here comes Wirtz onto the pit lane. He's still in the lead, but he's on pit road. Any moment now, Woolley will pass him to take the lead.
Woolley's coming off a 4 right now in the 13. He's going to get him this time.
He'll get him at the line.
Barely.
Woolley, your new leader.
So now the driver's beginning to work their way back on the track. We got problems. Hank Caston going for a slide in the 36. He has damage. Going to make it back to pit road. Last week's winner of Charlotte has issues in the 36. There he is. He's got some damage on the rear of the car.
And that could have been disastrous if the yellow flag would have came out, because everybody would have been lapped down beside the top 4.
What a job there by everybody to keep it clean and green. Wirtz back out. Now the rest of the field holds their breath for Michael Woolley to make it on the pit road. Believe he's going to make the left turn on this time. He got stuck on the outside. Here he comes. Michael Woolley coming down pit road into number 13. Final car to pit on this cycle.
And now when that takes place, Gilchrist, Cherry, Wirtz, Elrod, all these cars a lap down or more are going to be able to cycle back around to get back on the lead lap. And there you see it happening on the scoring pylon to your upper left.
And everyone can breathe a collective sigh that they make it through a pit stop cycle.
And it will cycle back around to Fitchner at the line, back as the leader in the number 87 from Poughkeepsie, New York.
That shows you just how much of an advantage those new tires had. Fitchner was being scored in second when they started the pit stops. Brian Wirtz was the leader when that cycle started. Him staying out on those older tires dropped him back to fifth when it was all said and done in that number 82. He's on the fresher tires now, but that cost him that much time.
So Fitchner back around, cycled as the leader. Mayu behind him, Gilchrist third, Cherry fourth, and Wirtz in the top five. Coates, Avacius, Front Apple, Elrod. Hedger in the top 10. Klinger as well in the top 10.
Fitchner, Mayu, Gilchrist, your top three. How about Matt Cherry? Did not qualify in the number 48. Through that pit cycle, worked his way up to fourth. Can he stay up there, though, in the Ally Financial number 48 Talladega winner? He's done a nice job in that number 48 so far as you watch Fitchner, the race leader. But I cannot say enough about what Matt Cherry's been able to do here so far today. Under green, mind you, there he is in that number 48.
The Talladega winner. And that Ally entry number 48, here he comes off turn number 2 to the back straightaway. 70 laps in. 71 actually complete on lap 72. And again, no caution for this race so far. Dover provides that, Greg. We can see a sequence of where we have this long green flag run like we have right now since the drop of the green. And then all of a sudden, you know, when cautions start, cautions breed cautions. But Dover is also popular for having a long green flag run in racing.
And that's what makes this track so much fun, is these long green flag runs where these cars are just ripping around this concrete mile oval. And Wesley, we talked about a couple of things here a moment ago. You talked about the cautions breed cautions. With the way this track is laid out, with the banking on the straightaway, the higher banking in the corner, Dover has a tendency to have a little something that you see at the restrictor plate tracks mostly. Dover has a tendency to throw a big one into the mix once in a while.
Oh, yeah. But obviously, when they're spread out like this all the way around the racetrack, everyone all single file for the time being.
By the way, we have a battle for the lead brewing. Josh Mayu in the 0-2 is to the inside of Fitchner. Josh Mayu is going to take the lead here in turn 2.
Fitchner got too high, opened up the door for Mayu on the bottom. And like taking candy from a baby as Halloween looms, he'll move that car to P1 to 0-2.
Going to come by and officially lead the lap. Josh Mayu, great run in Charlotte last week, trying to build off that run last week where he came alive in the second half. Hank Caston came away with the win, but it was a great effort for Josh Mayu in the 0-2. Here he is, leading the way here at Dover.
Currently the 5th different driver that has led the race here.
Ryan Hedrick trying to get out of his way in the Napa 9 car. Hey, that Napa 9 car had a pretty successful outing yesterday in Charlotte. Chase Elliott picking up the win at the Charlotte Roval in his Napa 9 car. That is Ryan Hedrick in the number 9. As he continues to lead the way. Meanwhile, Mayu still trying to get up there, taking a look at the last lap times. Wirtz and Mayu. Mayu is way faster than Thitchner, but Wirtz so much faster than them because of how long he stayed out on those tires. I believe we're having technical difficulties with Wesley, so Mayu continues to lead the way. Thitchner in second, Wirtz, Gilchrist, and Cherry in the 5th position. Gilchrist has gotten around Cherry now in the number 48, so move Gilchrist up to 4th. He's the guy who's looking for a bounce back because he had a rough go of it last week at Charlotte in the number 26. Having a nice run, qualified 6th. Here he is running 4th. Battle going on between Matt Cherry now in a lapper as he's trying to hold off Matt Lovett in the number 41, who got pinned a lap down after pit stop cycle. So the early pit stop strategy just did not work out for Matt Lovett in the number 41 as he is pinned a lap down trying to get back up there now. Stephen Evasius, we haven't mentioned him yet, in the number 12. He sits in 6th after starting in the 8th position. As you see our leader Mayu going around the 21 of Harris, just trying to click through lap traffic as quickly as he can. Working lap 81, make it 82, 81 in the books. We are about 22 or so laps, or 27 laps from halfway in this one. Mayu, Wirtz, Thitchner, your top 3 right now. 1.6 back to Brian Wirtz, but he is closing in a hurry as he has gotten around Thitchner and is trying to reel in Mayu, so those fresh tires now beginning to really come in for that number 82 of Wirtz, who had a very strong car in the early stages, trying to get up and catch back up to Mayu. He gained half a second that lap in lap traffic, mind you. Great job by Wirtz to try to get himself back up there. As remember, Michael Woolley was the last car to pit. He's pinned a lap down, but he's the first car 1 lap down. He's on pace to get his lap back under green here if this stays going for much longer. How big would that be if Woolley could get back out in front on the lead lap under green, showing you how much speed is in that 13 car. Did not post a qualifying time. Elected to start tail end of the field on the provisional. Started 23rd out of 26 cars that took the green flag, but Wirtz has closed it down just 0.2 of a second. He's closing at a half-second lap. At this rate, he's going to be able to make the move in turn 3, especially with Mayu pinned behind lap traffic.
Down the back straightaway as Mayu again still the man leading the way in that car number 02. Wirtz in second, Thitchner third, Gilchrist and Cherry in the top 5. And you got to be surprised to say here, Greg, could we see Mayu start picking up lap traffic one by one as he is doing it? And you see the cars that are in the top 10 starting to go a lap down again in this green flag run.
He's clicking them away, but he has to worry about what's going on behind him. Brian Wirtz has closed it down just 1/10 of a second. Wirtz is going to be able to try to time this and use one of these guys as a pick, but we were talking about the guy behind them, the 13 of Michael Woolley. First car 1 lap down. He can get a lap back under green. He doesn't have to. Caution is out.
And there's that yellow flag. We got trouble. The 21 car going around. There is the yellow flag, the first one of the night here at Dover. This will change everything. Problems for Mark Harris, the driver for Oceanside Cleaners Racing out of Jacksonville Beach, Florida, putting us under caution. And here is the reason why.
He got collected with someone else. Is that Thitchner?
That's Thitchner.
That's third place, Anthony Thitchner.
Wow. Going on board with Harris now to find out what happened. This is down the back stretch. Calamity when he reaches back around to the front straightaway. Looks like he was fighting the car going in the corner there, Greg.
Remember, that's not the first time that's happened to him either here tonight. Fighting with this car. Catches the wall and hello, and there's Anthony Thitchner. And Miles the Monster has his first snack of the night. It's the 21 of Harris, and third place, Anthony Thitchner.
So under the yellow flag here.
And
well,
Wesley,
everybody's coming to pit road. What do you think, Greg?
I think you want 4 fresh tires and a full tank of fuel. As we're closing in on halfway, only 11 cars on the lead lap. Going to be 12 now as Woolley gets back on the lead lap. So with that being said, 12 cars on the lead lap. That's less than half the field, and we're not even halfway through this one.
Aunt Kathy, that is not a hotel in the background. That is actually a casino in the background here at the Dover International Speedway. One of the popular things about that racetrack at Dover is they also have the casino open, especially during race weekends where you can go and gamble, make some money. Well, not this season. You're exactly right. Yeah. Normally there is. Well, pit stops have concluded.
For your leaders.
For the leader. Cycle back around for Casey Gilchrist now to be the leader. No,
but he's coming down this time. He's going to come down this time. He tried to stay out and lead a lap. Unfortunately, not going to work out, as Mayu had already crossed the stripe by the time Gilchrist did. And with him coming down pit road now, that's not going to work out for him.
Jake Fluman is on the pit lane. So is Michael Woolley. Anthony Fitchner caught up in that accident with Harris. Also Casey Clark, Isaac Mock, Ryan Hedrick. Matt Lovett, the points leader, is on pit road again. Edward Jurgen, David DeFazio, Jake Elrod, Matt Jurgensen again joining the caution car of Mark Harris. Under the yellow flag, pit stops continuing along here for the drivers that are a lap down or more, getting their pit stops and work being done as we are closely approaching lap 100. 218 laps. Lap 109 will be the official halfway mark of the race. As Josh Mayu will lead the field behind the toe of the pace car. Look at your top 5 as we are under the yellow flag for the first time here at Dover. More coverage in a moment for the No Limit Racing Butt Kicker Pro Series on LSR TV.
ETE Reman is the world's best remanufacturer of transmissions for import and domestic cars and trucks. Based in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, our customers are repair shops, auto parts stores, dealerships, and distributors. And with 6 nationwide warehouses, we're where and when you need us. So when you're looking for a transmission that is like new, only better, instill confidence and install ETE Reman.
Lights are off on the pace car here at Dover after the field getting ready to come back for the restart after the first caution of the race after a long 87-lap green flag run.
Just been waved off. Caution lights back on. They waved off the restart.
Yeah, they waved off the start.
Yep, still trying to get the field back in line.
Hey, don't forget, coming up later tonight, 11:15 Eastern Time. Oh, it's going to be a good one. From Dover on to Talladega, Greg Rance for the final race of the regular season for the Northwest iRacing Cup Series and Talladega.
I can't wait to see that one because that is going to be a heck of a show. You are not going to want to miss it here on LSR TV. I got a chance to hop in and turn a couple laps in practice with some of the guys of Team LSR TV. Jeff Stabnow, Dan West Jr., John Ottenbacher, a bunch of us were out there turning laps and can say from experience of driving there in Talladega, even just for 10 or 15 laps, these guys are going to be on the wheel the entire time. Can't wait to see what happens.
We need to have a segment of, like, you know, Wally's World. Remember Wally's World? We need to have a segment of Greg's World. Of you know, driving on the racetrack. Greg's World. Greg's World. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Greg's World is a terrifying place.
The lights are off for the pace car this time by. We'll get ready to re-rack them and restack them with Josh Mayu and Brian Wirtz on the front row, along with Josh Klinger, Casey Knighton, Stephen Evasius in the top 5. Front Apple, Gilchrist, Coates, Fluman, and Woolley. in the top 10. They'll make their way back to the Geico restart zone. Here, the Dryden restart zone out of turn number 4. Here they come to the line. Green goes back in the air at Dover. And Mayu gets a nice jump on the restart over the field. We're back to green as we approach lap 100.
Mayu out to the lead. I'm keeping my eye on that 17 of Klinger. He stayed out for that pit stop cycle, so he's not on as fresh tires as the rest of the field behind him. I'm keeping my eye on him to see what he does here in the early stages.
And Mayu pulling away from the field as they work their way back down the front straightaway. Mayu, Wirtz, Klinger in the top 3. There you are. There they go. Off 2. Down the back stretch into 3. And boy, I tell you what, Greg, Josh Mayu got them all asleep at the wheel on the restart.
Yeah, he's been very strong here the last, what would you say, 40 laps or so, going back to the pit cycle. Now he's back on the same tires as Brian Wirtz is, though, because Wirtz was closing in. Look at Klinger in the 17. I'm starting to think maybe he didn't stay out because he was just able to drive around the car who's been one of the fastest all day, Brian Wirtz, in the 82. So Klinger may have actually just had a really, really good pit stop here.
We had a very long green flag cycle with Josh Mayu still out in front, Klinger in that number 2 position, followed by Rentz in 3rd. There's your top 3, Evasius and Frontapple, your top 5 as they work their way to the back straightaway into 3. Inside, Klinger looking for the lead off of turn number 4. Klinger will take it.
What
new leader, Josh Klinger.
Strategy move perhaps might have worked out for him. He just rocketed to the lead in that number 17.
I mean, he passed Mayu like he was a sitting duck. And he has set sail from the pack. He's opened up over a second lead over Mayu as they work their way out 4. Look at this. Klinger for Duke University coming out of nowhere, and now that goes on. Mayu battling alongside with Evasius for the bridesmaid spot.
Boy, Durham, North Carolina, well represented here right now. Wesley, they got you in the booth, and they got Duke on the race or on the lead right now in that number 17, and he is a rocket ship.
By the way, I will always love my Carolina Tar Heels. Sorry, no offense.
I'm right there with you. Just saying.
My favorite college team is Alabama. Roll Tide. Back straightaway, turn 3, Evasius in 2nd. Frontapple down to the inside. Looking for that bridesmaid spot again.
How about Frontapple, Wesley? He struggled in practice and qualifying.
Sure did.
Did not get a qualifying lap because he spun out on both laps. Here he is back up in 3rd now. Highest he's been all day.
Sure did. He's definitely done a phenomenal job redeeming himself for his problems. And he is currently, man, right there in the 2nd position, or 3rd right now, actually, as we're ready to put 100 laps on the board. A century grind complete. 9 laps to halfway, mind you. 100 now. As Klinger is working lap 101 down the back straightaway. There is the other nestle of cars behind him. And there is 2nd and 3rd, Evasius, Frontapple. There's the man of Knighton in 4th. Mayu has fallen all the way back, or Knighton, I'm sorry, in the top 5. Cherry. Mayu fell all the way back to 6th, actually.
Yeah, Josh Mayu did not get the good run there after the first couple laps. The short run speed was good, but once this race started clicking away, Mayu was in trouble. Remember, he was able to gain all that ground on those fresher tires in the rest of the field. Brian Wirtz is in the same problem, Wesley. Those two were the front row on the initial start. They are back in 6th and 7th now. So the leaders, when that caution came out, in trouble. By the way, we're about 6 laps from halfway.
Are approaching halfway, lap 109 in this 218 lap affair. We'll make the distance here for the Rich DPC 220. Klinger still out in front. He has opened up that lead to 2.5 seconds on the interval over Evasius. Steve Evasius finally showing his muster of momentum here so far at Dover. He's in 2nd spot. Brandon Frontapple, as you mentioned, the problems he had earlier. He is currently in the number 3 position. In the number 5, Matt Cherry, the Talladega winner, currently in 4th. Casey Knighton, your top 5 right now, and they're slicing and dicing in the pack inside the top 10.
That's your top 10 breakdown. Just 12 cars on the lead lap, rounded up by Gilchrist and Caston, who was able to catch the lucky dog under that last caution. So he is still on the lead lap in the 36, last week's winner, but the struggles continue as he has lost touch with that lead pack, and Caston is in some trouble here in that number 36 once again.
Klinger, Evasius, Front Apple, Cherry, Knighton. Right there in the top 5, Mayu, Woolley, Works, Coates, Fluman. What a good run for Fluman in the 22 car. Struggled last week at Charlotte, actually the last couple of weeks of the No Limit Racing Butt Kicker Pro Series, Greg, and he's redeemed himself, got himself a top 10 run right now on the racetrack.
A great run so far for several of these drivers today. Wesley, you got Coates, of course, in the 10. How about Casey Knight in the 84? Michael Woolley in 6. He's had a nice recovery after being pinned a lap down. He actually was the lucky dog. Caston was the last car on the lead lap when the caution came out. Sorry for the confusion there. But Woolley has fought back after getting the lucky dog. He's now 6. We know how much speed he has in that number 23. How about a guy we haven't talked about a whole lot today, Stephen Evasius in the number 12, up in second now, trying to reel in Josh Klinger. As we're, by the way, going to be halfway next time by.
Klinger out in front in that 17 car. They're going to come to the cross flags coming up here in just a moment. We will be halfway here in this event. Halfway through the race, the second half coming up. Greg, what do you think we're going to see in the second half here so far at Dover? It's been a pretty good one, a long green flag run, one caution flag as we come to the cross sticks this time by.
I'm hoping for more of the same, Wesley, simply because, unlike last week, I want to be able to see how this one unfolds. Remember, last week, I had to hit the road early to head up to the Northwest Racing Series race down in Daytona. Sir. I didn't get to stick around for the finish of this one last week. I'm hoping to be able to do that here this time. We're well on the way to being able to do that. Nicely done here by Klinger in the 17, Evasius and Front Apple to keep it going here in the early stages. But aside from that one caution, which ultimately was just a result of someone catching the wall, unfortunately right in front of another car that had nowhere to go, other than that, it's been a nice run thus far. Anthony Fitchner, by the way, just rejoining the field in the number 87 after that. He's 20 laps down now in the number 87, led a good chunk of this race, but I'm hoping for more of the same here in the second half.
Halfway, after halfway, second half underway. Here's a look at your top 5, and we're going to go side by side so you do not miss a thing. Presented by Saw Blade and Bulletproof Tees and Swag. More coverage in a moment on LSR TV, the No Limit Racing Butt Kicker Pro Series from Dover.
We're based out of West Monroe, Louisiana. We do custom T-shirts, racing. We'll do any shirt. We'll do schools, churches, fundraisers. We do a ton of event shirts, as you can see on our board here, all around our banner. Personalized. I mean, we'll do anything. It doesn't matter to us. We got the custom rugs. We use all the, top quality shirts, inks and everything. Hoodies, hats. We do embroidered hats, embroidered shirts. Just you can call us for anything. We do offer the bag and fold, to where you can receive them and they're already labeled and tagged and bagged, ready to give out to your customers and stuff. So you just call us and just tell us, hey, this is what we're looking at doing, and if we're going to put the car on there, it is 125 quantity minimum. If it's without the car, it's 60 quantity minimum. That's strictly on the racing stuff. If it's a business or something, if you race on Texas shirts, it's a little bit differently. You can call us. It just depends on your quantity and ink colors. Everything is hand drawn. I mean, everything. We don't Photoshop anything onto a shirt or anything like that. Everything that we go through, everything is drawn, and which is the reason for the art fees. We do have several graphic artists that draw for us, and they're really good. So what we do is on any package that you do, we can mix and match. We can do any colors. You can do purple, red, blue, green, and do the rest black. It doesn't matter to us. With your design on there, we can do hoodies. We can do hoodies, long sleeve shirts, t-shirts, tank tops. It doesn't matter. I mean, just it's almost limitless what you can do, and you can put all that together in that package to make that minimum requirements. They can call us 318-278-7191, or they can email us at bulletprooftees.yahoo.com, or they can go to the website bulletprooftees.com.
Back here at Dover for the second half. Here, Miles the Munster only chewing up the field for one caution so far. Welcome back to the Rich DPC 220 on your home for sim racing LSR TV broadcast coverage here at Dover, presented by Swag. I am Wesley Outland alongside Greg Rance, Mr. Charles Wooten. Always a great job of the production chair for LSR TV and 52 Media for the No Limit Racing Butt Kicker Pro Series. As again, this race continues along. Let's take a look at the weather conditions right now, presented by sawblade.com. Track temperature right now 91 degrees, about close to 20 degrees warmer than the ambient temperature of 77 degrees, and partly cloudy skies here, Greg.
Yeah, and that's allowing these drivers with that 91-degree track temp. It's allowing them to have some grip, which is huge on a concrete surface. We talk about track temperature usually playing a role with how slippery the track surface is. On concrete, that's amplified by quite a bit. So that cooler track temp right now, just 91 degrees, that's helping these drivers with that grip more than it would at, say, Charlotte, Texas, or even, say, Martinsville, a short track, where they're slipping and sliding around. New Hampshire even, you see them slipping and sliding around, but with the concrete, that cooler track surface, helping them out just that much more.
Slip sliding away. Great song by Paul Simon. And that's exactly what we've not seen these drivers do so far here at Dover, as, again, a fairly clean race as we're underway in the second half, just after halfway. Lap 122 of 218, the distance for this event in the Rich DPC 220. The next round, round number 8 of the No Limit Racing Butt Kicker Pro Series. On to Pocono next week, the Tricky Triangle. That's always a fun place, Greg.
Oh, who doesn't love Pocono? I mean, Pocono gets a lot of people who say, oh, Pocono, but I love going there because it's so unique. You got 3 totally different corners, each modeled after a different corner of a historic racetrack here in the U.S., and it just makes it so much fun to go there. And honestly, with these Gen 6 cars in this aero package, there's been some fantastic racing at Pocono here on both the real life series of NASCAR and, of course, on the iRacing server. They put on some fantastic shows. By the way, Wesley, we're talking about that. We've got action on pit road. Looks like we may be starting to see our second round of pit stops.
Second round of green flag pit stops possibly ongoing. As you see, front apple, there goes Anthony Fitchner. He was involved in that only caution of the night with with Harris, Mark Harris, earlier in the event in the car 21. Harris is out of the event. Fitchner now on the pit lane. So is Elrod on pit lane. And the green flag cycle of pit stops looking to begin, as right now just 12 cars are on the lead lap. If the caution was to come out, Greg, it would be the points leader, Matt Lovett, in the 41 from Bristol, Tennessee, to get the free pass and get the lead lap back. As right now, Klinger picking him up and putting him down to that number 17 machine. There you see him moving around through more cars. Watching all these other machines battle on the racetrack as well.
So with this early round of green flag pit stops here, at what point do these drivers cut down pit road to try to get back onto the strategy of some of these guys? Fronaffel and Evasius have both now been passed. Look out, Brian Wirtz coming back in that number 82. Been strong. He's gone around Fronaffel. Evasius got up in front of them, so he's still second, but Wirtz the third now in the 82 and trying to close in.
Yeah, got himself a good strong run going for him now as Klinger still the man out in front, but there goes Wirtz in that 82 in the Oreo machine. He led earlier in this race. And now follows in the 3rd position, trying to run down Stephen Evasius in the 12. And now Mayu starting to make a climb. At one time, he fell all the way back to 7th on the restart. He's now moved up to 4th on the racetrack as well. As we are seeing cars pit.
Yeah, that 02 car likes the long run, Wesley. Talking about Mayu as we see drivers clicking him up and putting him down. We're in the second half, and we're actually well into the second half now. Working lap number 130 of the scheduled 218. Why got problems?
Roll into the wall, Stephen Evasius. How about
second place, Stephen Evasius? No caution yet as he's off the racing surface. He backs it up to a stop. I'm honestly surprised that did not trigger a caution. I thought for sure we were going to see a yellow. Second place, Stephen Evasius in the 12 on pit road. Coming down now. Swag replay on screen.
Here's your replay on that number 12, Stephen Evasius in that number 2 position. Gotta wonder, Greg, did a tire go down? Just the way that car just shot down to the bottom of the apron of the safer wall barrier.
I don't know if it was so much tire problems, Wesley, or if it just snapped loose on him. We've seen it a couple times already here today, and that's a common occurrence at Dover. The car will just snap on you. Not so sure if maybe it was a specific tire issue or just car getting away from him.
And while that goes on, Klinger still the man out in front. No caution flag. And there you see the 17. Works in second, Mayu third, front apple. Fluman now in the top 5. So impressed, Greg, with the 22 of Jake Fluman, redeeming himself after some bad luck the last couple of weeks here on the No Limit Racing Butt Kicker Pro Series. Got a good, strong car right there, the orange 22.
Yeah, Fluman has had a very nice bounce back today after such tough luck at Charlotte, Wesley. Not once, but twice caught up in a mess where someone bounced off the wall. And unfortunately, with the way they bounced off the wall, came down right in front of him. He had nowhere to go. Not once, but twice. To have that happen twice in one race, that's got to weigh on you. Like, what am I doing wrong out here that the racing gods are against me? But he's having a great run here tonight at Dover.
Trying to reel in front apple for that 4th position, who's now 4 seconds back to the leader of Klinger. One time front apple was up to 2nd best on the racetrack. As Josh Klinger, man, just out of nowhere showing his momentum after we saw a long stretch of Brian Wirtz and his dominance in the first opener of the race before the first caution. Now he has fell back to 2nd on that restart, the one and only restart after a caution, after our one and only caution involving Harris and Fitchner. And at one time, Fitchner had led a good part of the race well.
Yeah, he led a very good portion of this race, Wesley. Unfortunately, he was caught up in our one swag yellow flag on the night in the number 87. And kind of the same thing that happened with Fluman a couple times last week. Car in front of him bounces off the wall, and unfortunately, the ricochet of that car came down right in his path, nowhere to go. So saw it happen to Fluman a couple times last week. This time, Fitchner falls victim.
Klinger, Wirtz, Mayu, Fluman, Knighton, the top 5 currently on the pit lane. It's Caston's car, winner at Charlotte last week, the man that won from the pole. Work service being done. He was currently in 15th. Currently now only 10 cars on the lead lap. Coates 13 seconds back to the leader, Klinger. And I got a feeling, Greg, we are about to be approaching the 2nd round of green flag pit stops here at Dover. And honestly, unless we get a late race caution, this could possibly be the money stop as well.
I think we are getting into money stop territory here in this one, Wesley. Fitchner back on pit road now in the 87, getting some more damage repaired, and he might be inclined to just call it a night. He might be out of the car just hanging out watching the rest of the race before loading it up on the trailer. We have our pit stops, Wesley. We got a couple cars on pit road.
Yeah, I figured it was coming. As Coates is on the pit lane, so is also Mock, Elrod.
Elrod's out of the race.
Yeah, Elrod's out. Correction. It says he's pitting, but it says he's out of the race. He's been in pit road too long. But those cars pitting, green flag cycle pit stops underway.
You see Harrison, the 21, still sitting there on pit road, but he has retired from the race as well in the 21, it would appear.
Klinger. When will he pit? That's the question, Greg. Such a dominating performance in that 17 since we dropped the green back out.
Yeah,
Wirtz and Mayu right behind him in second and third. There's Mayu trying to close in on Wirtz for the bridesmaid spot at the line.
They're going around the Basius, who's a lap down now as a result of his incident. Remember, no fast repairs in this series. You got what you got moving forward here the rest of the way. Klinger has been so strong right now. I don't think he wants to come in, but we got another one coming in. I believe that may have been, was that the 92 of Jurgen coming down pit road? Yes, it was.
Yes, it is. Jurgen on pit road. Edward Jurgen in the 92 coming to the pit road for service. Giving up the 12th position. David DeFazio also on the pit lane.
So going back to Klinger, he's doing so strong, not sure when he wants to pit from it. We saw what happened the longer Wirtz stayed out there on the first run. Yes, it cost him a lot of time on the track, but he was able to hustle it back under green with those fresh tires. Might Klinger be thinking the same thing here?
Approaching lap 145 this time by when they come to the line. They're on lap 144 complete. As Klinger works his way again off of turn number 4.
Klinger, Wirtz, Mayu, Fluman, Gilchrist. A nice quiet run for the 26 in 5th going on right now. What a nice run for Casey Gilchrist. Been up in contention for the top 5 all day long. Currently sitting in 5th. Great run for him in the 26 in the position number 5 as you continue to watch. Jake Klinger, the 17, Duke University, leading the way. There is Gilchrist, what was Gilchrist for a split second, but you see Klinger continue to rally away in that number 17. There's Gilchrist. No, sorry, that's the 82 of Wirtz in second. There's Gilchrist in the 26. Nice run for him so far today, Wesley.
While we approach lap 150, let's do an extended kicking the concrete for you here at Dover. The sweet, sweet sounds of virtual Go Fast, Greg Rentz. Nothing else like it. I could sleep with it outside my bedroom window all day long.
And what better track to listen to it than Dover, where they're just ripping around this 1 mile concrete oval. Hey, Wesley, while that was going on, Josh Mayu has reeled in Josh Klinger in the 17 and the 02. The Josh and Josh show beginning to heat up here. It's down to just 1/10 of a second.
Klinger, Mayu, 1 and 2 for the lead now. Whoa, Klinger up the racetrack. Mayu looking on the bottom.
I'll tell you, that 02 car loves the long run right now, Wesley. Josh Mayu, his car comes alive about 25 or 30 laps into a green flag run. Fell back to 6th or 7th earlier in this run. Has fought his way back under green, and here he is going for the lead.
Lap 155, a 2:18. And by the way, the drivers in the top 10 have not pitted yet. Love it, the first car lap down. If we did get a caution, he'd get the free pass and go back on the lead lap. And by the way, here's your pit stop total. Everybody at 2 except for Cherry with 3, Coates at 3, Avasius at 3, Mock at 3, Jurgen at 3, DeFazio, and Clark.
Just keep on clicking them away, Wesley, as they try to reel this one in. Klinger, Mayu, Wirtz, your top 3. Gilchrist has gotten around Fluman now for 4th. Casey Gilchrist continues to have a great run in that number 26. He's up to 4th now.
Lap 157 of 2:18. And the race continues on. Mayu now to the point in the 02 car. But the question is, Greg, they got to pit. He has to pit.
He's got to pit. The question is, when does he pit?
And other cars in the pit lane as well now. Frontapple on the pit lane. Fluman is in. Hedrick is in. Here comes Frontapple again, as we mentioned. Brandon Frontapple. Got to make sure he hits his marks. No problems.
Bringing it down. Frontapple, kind of the ringmaster of this series, if you will. Right, Wesley?
Yeah, the man that created this, but is the No Limit Racing Butt Kicker now, Pro Series. Butt Kicker just jumped up. On board as a sponsor for the series, just last week, I guess, and has officially put that deal inked together, sponsoring this No Limit Racing Pro Series deal. We'll find out more details on that arrangement, because honestly, Greg, we didn't know it until we came on the air and saw the logo.
Yeah, that was a surprise for us. That's going to begin next week. Here comes your leader, Wesley, Josh Mayu.
Yes, sir, the cavalry.
Josh Klinger just came down pit road. He's coming back out on the pit road, but Mayu in the 02 coming down now. So your leaders making their way down pit road. Wirtz on pit road as well. Everybody's on pit road in your top 5.
Yes, sir, the whole cavalry into the pit lane. Mark Wirtz, the pole car, he's on pit lane. So is also now Lovett, who was a lap down, might possibly become 2 laps down now. As here comes those drivers exiting now off the pit lane. And honestly, if we don't get a late race caution, this would be the money stop.
I think you can go the distance from here. 3 times the charm in the
pits for these drivers, Greg.
Yeah, I think you can go the distance from here, Wesley. So it's all about who can get off and on pit road the best here and get themselves back out there. A couple cars have yet to pit before we start seeing these guys, these cars that are still off the lead lap, start getting them back. And with that, we now are seeing them get back on the lead lap. 10, now 11 back on the lead lap, all the way back to Michael Woolley. Stephen Avasi is back on the lead lap now in the 12, but with that damage, how long is he going to be able to stay out there?
Yes, sir. Thanks for all the comments. As always, follow us at LSR TV on livesimracing.com, at LSR TV on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And by the way, become a subscriber for special perks like scheduling, dates, information, let you know whenever broadcast is on the air. After tonight, by the way, later tonight, 11:15 Eastern Time, we'll have coverage of the Northwest Racing Cup Series, the Northwest iRacing Cup Series, final round of the regular season. Talladega, the wild card. The truck race was wild last Thursday night. I got a feeling the Cup race will be the same. Justin Prince, Greg Rentz will be in the booth. I'll be down topside in the, or they'll be up topside. I will be down trackside in the pit lane for coverage 11:15 tonight on your home for sim racing. Tomorrow night, 6:30 Eastern Time, it is coverage of the World of Thunder Cup Series returning. That'll be at 6:30, and then coming up again tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central, the debut of a new series under Swag, the Swag Studio Displays Dirt Super Late Model Series. That gets underway at 9 o'clock. Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, the debut of Season 2 for the SMB Cup Series presented by Appalachian Hauler Hunters. That'll be at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central. That will be your Wednesday night action. Then on Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. Actually, it's going to be 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central, I think it is. That will be the Swag PMI Pavement Marking Truck Series. 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central. That will be the Truck Series debut. And then the trucks again will have the playoffs underway, Greg. Atlanta, Hot Atlanta, opening round of the playoffs this Thursday night. And then Friday night, it is the On the Rail Paints Fall Brawl. Saturday, Daytona Endurance Race from 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 Central, to 3 p.m. in the afternoon Eastern, 2 Central. A 6-hour Daytona International Speedway endurance race for Cup cars. It should be exciting. And then we turn it back around for Sunday and the championship finale of the Adrenaline iRacing League from Phoenix. Greg, that's your schedule this week on your home for sim racing.
And by the way, I think we should stress this one point about that endurance race coming up at Daytona. Normally you hear endurance race at Daytona, you go, okay, yeah, they're going to race on the road course. Negative.
No.
We are
Super
racing
Speedway.
6 hours, restrictor plate, 2.5 mile, world center of speed for 6 hours of restrictor plate racing. You are not going to want to miss that.
6 hours from Daytona. Charles and yours truly will be on the broadcast call for that Saturday.
Caution free. Could you imagine 6 hours of non-stop green flag at Daytona?
It'll be a fun time. The equivalent of, my question is this. We got one shooting the gap on the bottom of the racetrack, back straight away. You just saw him drop to the bottom of the apron. And no caution.
Stay green. Stay green, but Wesley, that gap for the lead has shrunk. The Josh and Josh show, Klinger and Mayu have reeled back in Brian Wirtz in the 82. Closing stages here at Dover. We have 3 cars under a second apart.
Reeling each other in like bait on a hook, one by one. Wirtz, Klinger, Mayu. What a run for Klinger, man. I'm telling you, Greg, I am so impressed with that Duke University car number 17. The man's doing a phenomenal job for Oceanside Cleaners Racing in the Duke University entry from Charlotte.
It has been a fantastic job here by Klinger in that 17. Led pretty much that entire last green flag run before the pit stop cycle there, Wesley, before that last round of pit stops. But Josh Mayu, we know how strong that 0-2 is on the long run. Here he is putting pressure on. This is allowing Wirtz to pull back away now as Mayu to the inside of Klinger. This is for second.
For second position, Mayu battling with Wirtz in that mix. As they cross the line, another lap of the board. Wirtz the man out in front. Wirtz, Mayu. Klinger falling back now to third. Fluman, impressed with his run in the 22. Gilchrist as well. We haven't talked a lot about Gilchrist in car number 26. A good run for him, staying out of trouble.
He has done a fantastic job tonight, has Gilchrist in the 26, and he needed it after the adventure at Charlotte last week. A couple incidents, including one coming off pit road in that number 26 car on screen now. He needed a good run. He got it tonight.
Casey Gilchrist for JEK Racing, the 23-year-old out of Woodstock, Connecticut, his second season on the No Limit Racing Butt Kicker Pro Series. By the way, let's count up your win totals so far for the season. 3 wins for Matt Lovett, the points leader. 1 win for Hank Caston. That was last week at Charlotte. Brian Wertz with a win. Matt Cherry with the win at Talladega. And Brandon Fronapple. My apologies. I was looking at the polls. My bad. 3 wins for Matt Lovett. 1 win for Hank Caston. 1 win for Brian Wertz. 1 win for Matt Cherry. And that has been currently a loss, so another win for Dalton Tucker earlier in the season as well. And that is the total of the 8 races that we have currently got underway, as we are now in the 9th event on the schedule before the playoffs. Race 9 here tonight at Pocono. Race 8 tonight at Dover. There's 1 win that was added, and I think that was for the All-Star race, so that technically didn't really count. So seven winners, but the man that's dominated so far, of course, is the points leader, Greg, of Matt Lovett.
Yeah, he has had a dominant performance, but Brian Wertz and Josh Mayu, they have left Josh Klinger in the dust. They are already 2 seconds ahead, and they are battling it out for the lead now. Wertz and Mayu are nose to tail for the race lead right now. Wertz continues to lead, but Mayu wants it right now in that second position. They have done a phenomenal job of pulling away from Klinger now, already 2 seconds ahead.
And by the way, we are under 50 laps to go now here at Dover. As Wertz, the man out in front, Mayu, Klinger, Fluman, Gilchrist, the top 5. You mentioned how Wertz has just set away from, well, Wertz and Mayu have both pulled away from Klinger, like just left him in a cloud of dust. He's now 2.5 seconds back. 6 seconds back, almost 7 for Fluman in 4th. Almost 9 seconds back, almost for Gilchrist in 5th. 9.5 seconds back for Fronapple in 6th. 12 seconds back for Knighton in 7th. 16 seconds back for Cherry, the Talladega winner, in 8th. Michael Woolley, 17 seconds back in 9th. And 18, almost 19 seconds back for Lovett in 10th. And the last car on the lead lap is the Charlotte winner last week of Caston. He is in 11th.
Showing you the rundown now. Wertz, Mayu, Klinger, Fluman, Gilchrist. As we switch now, back there is your battle for the lead, Wertz and Mayu. Drivers continuing to try to pull away here. Mayu has lost a little bit of ground to Wertz. One car coming down. That's Casey Clark Jr. coming down pit road. But Wesley, 33 to go. Make it 32 to go now in this one. Closing in on 25 to go. But we've got cars on pit road aplenty right now.
Yeah, very unusual to see these cars on the pit lane. Might be making last-second pit stops, unscheduled pit stops, maybe strategy adjustments.
Perhaps just trying to set yourselves up if this thing goes green. Maybe your leaders can't make it on pit road, and we're seeing these guys think about maybe trying to see if they can squeak one out. But Mayu is going after Wertz for the race lead right now.
Laps to go. Wirtz, Mayu, Klinger, Fluman, Fronapple. Ready to bring this one to the home stretch here. As again, Wirtz cycling back around as the leader after 2 rounds now in a green flag pit stop run. Only 1 caution flag stop in this event. What a turnaround after Charlotte in the craziness that was at that speedway last Monday night. Wirtz, Mayu, Klinger, Fluman, Fronapple in your top 5. They're diving back into the corner. 1 car shooting up the racetrack. As Woolley clears him, so does also Mayu. And they're trying to run down the leader. Brian Wirtz in that car number 82. Woolley about to go another lap down. He's one of those cars trying to fight to now stay on the lead lap, or at least go 3. Well, they're trying to put him 3 laps down. He's trying to stay 2 laps down, and he's got such a strong car, Greg. He'll clear in front of the leader Wirtz in the corner.
That shows you the new tire differential right now. What those new tires are doing to these cars. That begs the question, Wesley. Can Wirtz and Mayu make it to the end here? Or did these drivers who came down pit road a moment ago just try something there?
So this is what we're going to do. We're closing in on 25 remaining here. We're going to go side by side so you don't miss a thing. It will be our final commercial break. When we come back, we will take you to the checkered flag. Top 5, you see them on the board. As we get ready to decide the winner in round 8 from Dover.
We're based out of West Monroe, Louisiana. We do custom T-shirts, racing. We'll do any shirt. We'll do schools, churches, fundraisers. We do a ton of event shirts, as you can see on our board here, all around our banner. Personalized. I mean, we'll do anything. It doesn't matter to us. We got the custom rugs. We use all the, top quality shirts, inks and everything. Hoodies, hats. We do embroidered hats, embroidered shirts. Just you can call us for anything. We do offer the bag and fold to where you can receive them and they're already labeled and tagged and bagged, ready to give out to your customers. So you just call us and just tell us, hey, this is what we're looking at doing. And if we're going to put the car on there, it is 125 quantity minimum. If it's without the car, it's 60 quantity minimum. That's strictly on the racing stuff. If it's a business or something, if you race on Texas shirts, it's a little bit differently. You can call us. It just depends on your quantity and ink colors. Everything is hand drawn. I mean, everything. We don't Photoshop anything onto a shirt or anything like that. Everything that we go through, everything is drawn, and which is the reason for the art fees. We do have several graphic artists that draw for us, and they're really good. So what we do is on any package that you do, we can mix and match. We can do any colors. You can do purple, red, blue, green, and do the rest black. It doesn't matter to us. With your design on there, we can do hoodies. We can do hoodies, long sleeve shirts, t-shirts, tank tops. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's almost limitless what you can do, and you can put all that together in that package to make that minimum requirements. They can call us 318-278-7191, or they can email us at bulletprooftees@yahoo.com, or they can go to the website bulletprooftees.com.
Coming upon 20 to go, and the swag caution flag is out again for the second time. You saw part of it on the side-by-side. And here we go. Problems for the pink 51. The driver, Matt Jorgensen. That's the second time we've had problems with that car. Just the first time, no caution.
Yeah, he had some issues earlier.
Wow.
And who was that?
Oh man, was that my buddy in the 22, Fluman?
That was your points leader.
Wow.
Lovett in the 41.
Matt Lovett, the points leader, plowing into the car number 51 of Jorgensen. How much? Wow. Did he miss him? I think he missed. Did he? Oh. That angle looked a little bit different, though. Problems off turn 3 and 4. Let's take a look one more time from the blimp view, mind you. And by the way, remember, all coverage from the blimp, drone, or copter is presented by All American Pools. And yeah, he hit the left rear.
Just barely clipped him.
Wow.
All right, so this is going to change.
Oh, they're all coming to pit road, Greg. What are you talking about, brother? They're all coming to the pit lane. They're all going to take on tires and fuel. 20 laps to go. Katie barred the door. This got good at Dover now.
Yeah, this is going to be the money stop right here, Wesley. Everybody's going to come down pit road and get those tires. The question is, will someone gamble? Will someone try 2 tires? Actually, I think while we were watching replays, the leaders have already pitted. And it does not look like anyone did try the 2-tire strategy. But hey, that 2-tire strategy that we talked about, that was the winning move when we called the Northwest Cup Series at this track earlier this year. Sean Breitzman.
Yes, sir.
One of his series leading 7 wins on the season came here at Dover on a strategy call.
And it always seems like the wins that Sean Breitzman gets, he always takes some crazy gamble that will be like, oh, it'll never work. And he does. And he outdoes himself every race that he wins. Like, who can forget a couple of weeks ago in the Daytona Road Course when he literally pitted with like after halfway and people were like, what is he doing? He's not going to be able to do it. And then he turned around and he ran the pack down and went on to pick up the win. Yeah.
And remember, Wesley, you can see if Sean Breitzman can pull off another strategy one here tonight at Talladega, coming up here in just a couple of hours.
11:15 Eastern. The final round, round 25 of the regular season. Then it's on to the playoffs. Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. Yes, playoffs. And the Truck Series will kick off their playoffs at Atlanta this upcoming Thursday. One more race remains in the playoffs for the Adrenaline iRacing Cup Series. Their championship 4 will be decided at Phoenix this coming Sunday afternoon. We have got broadcast coverage, by the way, every single day this week on LSR TV, Greg, one way or the other.
Well, we got caution, and we need something to calm us down before this finish. Let's run them through real quick what we got coming up one more time.
Well, coming up tonight, again, the final round of Talladega for the Northwest iRacing Cup Series. Tuesday, 6:30 Eastern, will be coverage of the World of Thunder Cup Series. And then, of course, at 9 o'clock Eastern will be the debut of the new Swag Studio Displays Dirt Super Late Model Series. National Dirt Late Model driver Chris Ferguson will actually be racing in the FergusShop22.com night at the races to open up that new series. Wednesday night, the debut of Season 2 for the S&B Cup Series presented by Appalachian Hauler Hunters. Then on Thursday, it is the first race in the Swag PMI Truck Series. Then you have the opening race in the playoffs at Atlanta for the Northwest iRacing Truck Series on Thursday night at 11:45. Then on Friday, it is the next round of the Fall Brawl for the On the Rail Design Paints Fall Brawl. Saturday, 6-hour endurance race on the 2.5-mile Daytona International Speedway. That coverage will begin at 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 Central in the morning on LSR TV, a morning broadcast, go figure. And then on Sunday, it is the finale for the Adrenaline iRacing League Cup Series, and that will be at Phoenix for the Championship 4. That's your schedule this week on your home for sim racing.
Coming up, and a championship to be crowned this Sunday, the Adrenaline iRacing League, their championship race. They put on a heck of a show in Vegas. Down to 4, Wesley, coming up from Phoenix next week. Set your calendars now. 6 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific time. That one coming up for the Adrenaline iRacing League, the finale on Sunday night.
And coming soon, the Swag Winter Heat Series. And, looking forward to this one. I think I saw a post this afternoon. 64 drivers committed for the new iRacing Northwest Tour. Sunday night.
Northwest Tour. Here we go. Green flag.
17 to go. bunched up, ready for the restart here at Dover. 200 on the board, over 200 laps complete. The final 18 remain, 16 to go. This is going to be a good show on the restart.
Here we go. Wirtz leading. He's out to a big lead over Klinger in the 17. Once again, Wesley, Josh Mayu in the 0-2. Short run speed not there on the 0-2. He has fallen back to 5th now, and I don't know if he has enough time to get back up there.
Yeah, Josh Mayu, I think he definitely missed the setup. Or, Greg, he might have set his car up to get a long green flag run.
And he's proven that.
Exactly. It's all about the tires. He might have got a setup where, it takes about 10 laps for his car to come to him.
Unfortunately, he doesn't have that much time.
That's right.
He's
running out of time.
He's only got 14 laps left.
14 to go. They're coming to 13 remaining this time by. As Wirtz back up front, the man on the pole trying to now do 2 in a row. What Caston did at Charlotte last week, the pole car trying to win the race. Wirtz trying to do the same thing. And there is Klinger reeling him in. That's 17. But he's still got a long distance, though, over your leader. He's like 2 seconds back inside the top 4 with Fluman.
But Wesley Klinger has been so strong on the short run. Knock, knock. Here comes Brandon Fronaffel.
Yes, sir.
He's gotten the 3rd now, getting around the number 22 of Fluman, but Fluman fights back. Klinger was 2/10 faster, though, than Wirtz, the race leader.
How about Gilchrist on the inside? Look at him battle back in his 4th.
Yeah, Gilchrist, he's up to get a 2-for-1. He's going to move to 4th now in that number 26. He's up to 4th. Wesley Klinger is coming. 3/4 of a second now. At the rate he's closing, he's got enough time to get up there and make the pass.
Klinger getting faster and faster and faster as we're coming up on 10 laps remaining this time by when they come to the start-finish line. 10 to go.
Down to half second. Can he get there? Can Duke University? They didn't get to finish out a title run for basketball, but can they get a win here in the NLR Pro Series?
He is coming. 9 remaining. And he is
lost
reeling him
ground
in.
that time.
He is reeling him in there. He lost a little ground, but you can still see him there on view from the rear view of the leader's car.
Casey Gilchrist
Klinger,
is checked out.
it's all going to come down to those 2 cars because they have left Gilchrist sitting in the dust like 3 seconds back.
Yeah, 2.5 seconds back last time by. We'll see what it is here between these guys at the stripe this time. Identical lap times that time, Wesley.
Almost identical, definitely in unison. As the rear body, the body balance by Rhonda. Rear view camera showing the leader of Wirtz.
Wirtz is running out of time. He needs to get back on what he was doing about 3 laps ago. See what the gap is this time. He was able to shave a 10th off there, but he is running out of time, Wesley. Just 7 laps to go. And he slowed up there off turn number 2. That could be the final nail in the coffin right there. That's that little checkup off turn 2. Could be the final nail in the coffin. Brian Wirtz needed that in the 82.
That little slip by Klinger could have sealed the fate and gives the win to Wirtz. But still a lot of racing left to go. 6 remaining. He's got to get back on the high horse and try it one more time. He's still within striking distance. If Wirtz makes a slip or something, he can capitalize. But it looks like Wirtz has now put the afterburners on. He is pulled away, and we are 5 to go here at Dover.
We've seen Klinger have a strong car on the short run. Mayu has a strong car on the long run. Wesley Wirtz has been right in the middle. Fast on short, fast on long. 5 laps to go. Sitting pretty right now is the 82 of Brian Wirtz.
And how about also Casey Gilchrist? He's starting to pop up in that view behind the driver of Klinger. He's drilling him in. Faster than Klinger's reeling in the leader, Wirtz. Gilchrist is coming in 26.
Down to 1.8 back to Klinger. Or back to the leader from Gilchrist, but he might be able to steal second here.
5 laps to go. Now make it 4 to go when they come to the line this time by. This is for second.
Laps clicking away. Just 3 to go for Brian Wirtz, but lap traffic in the 9 of Hedrick. Ooh, he got close to the wall there.
And honestly, while these drivers battle side by side for second position, Brian Wirtz is loving this because you guys going to battle, I'm going to pull away.
And Gilchrist has this run on the inside. He's going to get second at the line. Casey Gilchrist the second.
3 to go.
I love it. With that damage, has fought back up to fourth. He's trying to steal the podium to keep that point lead up. Wesley, white flag this time by.
2 remaining, and here comes the leader. Brian Wirtz off turn 4. He'll come to the swag. 1 to go here at Dover. What a show these guys have put on here in under 2 hours. White flag remaining. It's Wirtz for the final time in turn 2.
Wirtz with the Oreos on board could be taking it home. This time through 3 and 4 for the final time. He's going to get it done here at Dover.
Brian Wirtz will come to the line. He will now pick up his second win here at Dover on the season for the No Limit Racing Butt Kicker Pro Series. The Rich DC PC 220 is going to go to Brian Wirtz in 82. Second spot to Casey Gilchrist. What a run for him to get the bridesmaid spot. And on the podium, Josh Klinger. A valiant effort, just simply ran out of time. Nobody could stop Brian Wirtz in car number 82. The winner here tonight at Dover, his second win on the series this season. Brian Wirtz, the driver out of Byron, Michigan. The NVIDIA Arizona Peace T entry for Dark Horse Racing. Celebrating here at the start-finish line. What a win for Brian Wirtz, his second season on the No Limit Racing Butt Kicker Pro Series, Greg.
A big one for Brian Wirtz here tonight, burning it down. Miles the Monster has a new friend. It's Brian Wirtz getting the win here, win number 2 on the season. Wesley, let's take him through this 26-car field, how they wound up.
A good show, only 2 caution flags to stop this event, and when it's all said and done, your unofficial race results presented by SawBlade.com. For the No Limit Racing Butt Kicker Pro Series here at Dover. Brian Wirtz the winner. 2.152 seconds back to Casey Gilchrist, who got around Klinger with 3 to go. Klinger will settle for 3rd. Lovett 4th. Mayu, Frontapple, Knighton, Cherry, Fluman, Woolley, the top 10. And by the way, only 9 cars on the lead lap at the checkered flag.
Last week's winner, Hank Caston, comes home in 11th in the number 36. Isaac Mock, 2 laps down in 12th. Quiet run for him, but still a top 15 out of it. Steven Evasius had a lot of speed in that 12 car. Unfortunately, comes home 13th. Ryan Hedrick went another lap down 14th. Edward Jurgen, 15th. In the number 92, Evan Keese had a long run there in this one. In the 46, finished 16th. David DeFazio, believe, was the final car running at the end of it, 17th. Alec Coates, Casey Clark Jr., and Matt Jorgensen round out the top 20.
And 21st, Jake Elrod. 22nd, Anthony Fitchner. Mark Harris having a bad night. He'll finish 23rd. Cody Cox, Art Moline, unable to have a successful run in the 15. And the final car, 215 laps down in this 218-lap event. Ben Carver in the 26th position. By the way, Kyle Ramsey is the race director in the car 102, obviously officiating the event. So 26 cars when it's all said and done. When we come back, the Clan War Servers post-race wrap-up is upon us. We'll talk to the top 3. Brian Wirtz, Gilchrist, Klinger, all on the way. What a show at Dover. Brian Wirtz, winner of the Rich DC, the Rich DPC 220, his second win on the No Limit Racing Butt Kicker Pro Series. Back with more on your home for sim racing, LSR TV from virtual Dover in a moment.
This broadcast is the copyrighted work.
Gamers hosting gamers worldwide, it is time for the Clan Wars servers post-race wrap-up after Miles the Munster only chopping up a couple of cars in occasion on some big wrecks. 2 yellow flags only in the event. When it's said and done, Brian Wirtz getting his second win on the season, the driver to Byron, Michigan. Brian, we'll talk to him in a moment, but first let's grab a word with our top 3. Josh Klinger, car number 17 for Duke University out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Josh, man, a good run for you. Just simply ran out of time. Did you make a wrong setup at the end? Did you run? I mean, what was the exchange of losing this race? Because it seemed like for the longest time we were betting on you to win it.
Oh, no, I knew during that run in the middle that eventually Brian was going to run me down. I mean, I learned this track from Brian, so everything I know about Dover is from Brian Wirtz. I'm just glad I could take what I learned from him and get this Black Horse Auto Transport Duke University Chevy Camaro into the podium. And I would have had second. We were talking with Casey this second ago. I caught the apron, and he finally got to set me up, and I wasn't going to fight him for it. I'm happy right where I'm at.
Josh, we talked about how strong your car was on the short run, but like you just said, Brian was able to get on there. But what is that like, racing with not just the guy for the win, but the guy that taught you everything about this track, going to battle with the teacher at his playground, if you will? What was that like, battling with him there late in the race?
Yeah, coming into this race, you've got Brian in the 41 car was running a tribute scheme to his brother. I'm sure he'll talk more about that. But those are the 2 heavy hitters here. And if you had told me at 750 right before qualifying that I was going to end up in the top 5 even, I would have been completely surprised. But yeah, the track just kind of came to me a little bit after the short run. And then I lucked out with the green flag pit stop. And when that caution came out and I started P3, I was like, all right, it's time to go.
Well, it's got to feel like a win for you, though, Josh. I mean, you know, turning things around after bad luck the last couple of weeks. So, I mean, a good points day for you, for sure.
This is definitely a win in my book.
Thank your sponsors on that number 17.
Absolutely. Duke University, I'm a sophomore studying biomedical and mechanical engineering. Black Horse Auto Transport as well. And I'd like to give a big shout out to Dark Cat Studios. They're working on something coming up in the works here, so look out for them, Dark Cat Studios.
Josh Klinger on the podium. He'll finish 3rd here tonight at Dover. Runner-up in the race, Casey Gilchrist. Man, what a good run for you in car number 26. If it would have probably been 225, you think you could have ran down Rents or Wirtz for the win? I mean, a good show for you. Definitely that strategy of that last caution really showed your true momentum there at the home stretch.
Yeah, overall it was a great race. I mean, I rode around pretty much in the top 10 the whole race. Car felt pretty good. I don't think I would have caught Brian there at the end. I mean, hats off to Brian. He is great, you know, his second win of the season. Congrats to you, Brian. But yeah, I mean, this 26 Tenda Ford from JEK Racing was super fast tonight. Like Josh said, if you would have told me I was going to be on the podium tonight, I probably would have left. So I struggled a little bit early in practice and finally got a good handle on it.
Casey kind of hanging right around the lower half of the top 10 all day, but then gradually working your way up to eventually be able to come up and finish second. Was that by design, just hanging back there for the first half of the race before gunning it, or did you kind of just let it all fall to you and just say, all right, hey, I may have something here?
Honestly, my only goal for this race coming in was just to finish, just trying to solidify some points. So I was just kind of riding around there with my teammate Jake Fluman. We were trying to save as much as we could, and it started to work towards the later end of the run. You know, we'd start catching guys and putting a little bit of time on them. But no, overall, this is my career best finish with this league here. So it's fantastic to be a part of, and good feeling.
A fun time for sure. Got to help you get that psyche for you to know you could probably have a car good enough to battle for a win very soon.
It's definitely a confidence booster for sure. Like I said, it definitely feels good to be up here, and it's been long overdue.
Sponsors on that number 26. Good run.
want to thank Tenda. It's the only sponsor I got on here. I want to thank Ed Jurgen for the awesome paint scheme. Nice tributes to them. So thanks to everybody that helped me out and helped me get this car dialed in and ready to go for this race.
A good run for the driver, Casey Gilchrist in car 26. He'll finish second here tonight at Dover. Finally, the winner of the Rich D PC 220. He'll pick up his second win on the season. Driver of the number 82 machine from Byron, Michigan, Brian Wirtz. Brian, congratulations. Man, it seemed like it was going to be Klinger at one time. It seemed like Mayu had a shot. Fitchner had a shot, but at no time could they even show the dominance that your car 82 had on several occasions. Long runs, short runs, like Greg Rentz reiterated on, your car was powerful. You get the win here at Dover.
Thank you guys. Yeah, that was an amazing race. As you said, there's a lot of guys up front. There was a very, very long green flag run toward the beginning of the race where I was trying to see who was spending the tires early, who was saving them up. Mayu was saving them even better than I was. Toward lap like 70, toward the end of the fuel tank, he was on my bumper, if not pulling away at times. But I'll give a shout out to my brother Matt. Hope he's watching. I'm running throwback paint schemes back in 2014 when we raced in a league together here at Dover. The dominance that we had back then, I wanted to hopefully bring some luck with these paint schemes. The Peace T on the Ford Mustang, and then Matt Lovett, I had him run my brother Matthew's Sunkiss car. And that one was, I mean, if this was domination, that was just slaughter in that car. So I was hoping to bring Lovett some luck because he was struggling in practice, but he got caught speeding.
Brian, you mentioned that you've had a lot of success at this track, and Josh said that you're the one that taught him everything about this track. So would you consider this to say your best track on the server, and how long have you been running at this track? Because you just look natural out there.
This is my absolute favorite track in all of NASCAR. Back when I started iRacing in 2010, this was the first track that I actually purchased and ran with the old Gen 6 cars that had a lot more power, and fell in love with the track, learned it inside and out, made setups for it, learned all the bumps, and I mean, it's about a decade of racing on this track. So, and the funny part is my brother, he beat me every time here. So this is actually my first win in a league race at Dover.
Second win on the No Limit Racing Butt Kicker Pro Series. What's your take of that?
Oh, I'm happy. Going into the chase, get all the bonus points I can, and hopefully keep winning in the playoffs. You know, regular season wins are great, but I'm gonna win when it counts.
Sponsor time. Congratulations to you for Dark Horse Racing. Where's your sponsors?
I gotta thank Jason over at Signature Esports sponsoring our team, NVIDIA as our title sponsor, Beast T, and I gotta thank my teammates, Matt Lovett, Michael Woolley, and Casey Knighton. And a shout out to Casey Gilchrist. He was a teammate of mine last season, and amazing finish for him, man. Awesome to see, man. Really awesome to see the progress.
A good show after the end of race number 8 here. It's on to Pocono. The driver is, of course, his second win this season on the No Limit Racing Butt Kicker Pro Series. It is Brian Wirtz. Congratulations, bud.
Thank you.
And that's going to wrap up the Clan Wars Servers post-race wrap-up. Clan Wars Servers is the official communications partner of Live Sim Racing. Well, Greg, it's off tonight from Pocono after Dover. It's next Monday night. What's your take of this event, my friend? Miles the Munster really did not churn up a lot of destruction like normally he does. Kind of lenient on the pack here tonight. Your final thoughts of round number 8 of the No Limit Racing Butt Kicker Series as we set up for the penultimate race in the regular season next week at the Tricky Triangle Pocono.
Yeah, Miles Monster kind of sleeping here tonight. He didn't really mess with the drivers a whole lot. Just 2 cautions on the course of the night. Very clean race throughout. It was great to see long green flag runs here throughout the field. Great to see. And moving on to Pocono next week, which is a track kind of like this one. You either love it or you hate it. Personally, I love it. I can't wait to see what happens next week when the NLR Butt Kicker Pro Series moves on to Pocono, the Tricky Triangle. Next up.
98 laps next Monday night. Again, it is the next to last round of the regular season while it's on to Richmond on November the 2nd. And and the pro chase for the championship starts for the drivers and beginning in race 11 at Vegas. So again, an awesome show here tonight for the No Limit Racing Butt Kicker Pro Series at Dover on the concrete. When it's all said and done, Brian Wertz, the big winner. For executive producer Charles Wooten, for Greg Rance, I'm Wesley Outland. Stick around later tonight, almost less than an hour and 15 minutes from now. It is coverage of the final race of the regular season for the Northwest iRacing Cup Series from Talladega. It should be a wild one, the wild card before the postseason and the Run for Championship. As always, follow us at livesimracing.com, at LSR TV on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and NoLimitRacing.net if you want to become a member of either the Thunder or the Pro Series. For Brandon Frontapple, for Charles Wooten, everybody here at LSR TV, thank you so much for watching. God bless America. Thank you for joining us. Take care.
This broadcast is the copyrighted work of LSR TV and may not be rebroadcast, retranslated, or used in any form without the express written consent of 52 Media LLC and iRacing.com Motorsports Simulations. LSR TV would like to thank you for your support, and we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast.